Hello and welcome to the Portico Library podcast Black History Month special. My name is Caroline Whitehead and I am the chair of the Portico Library and Newsroom Public Programming Committee. There you can see the Portico Library in its glorious Technicolor in Manchester, and you can see the reading room as well. Now, the Portico was built in 1806, and it was a private members club and built by 400 members, some of them involved with starting the Manchester Guardian as well. Today, the Portico Library is upstairs of that building, and downstairs is a pub and restaurant. We have been fortunate enough to receive lottery funding last November to start the phase in the new year to reunite the building to its 1806 glory. And we can see the fantastic dome that will be seen when you come and visit the library. We have Weird as Folk exhibition coming on soon. But we're not here to talk about the Portico Library. Oh, no, we're not. We're here because we have a special guest. And I'm hoping that our guest is in the green room, and I'm going to see if I can bring her out. Are you there? Hello, there you are. I'm going to do this. This is me giving you a virtual hug.
Oh, and here's it back to you.
Excellent. We've got Olive Strachan, MBE, sorry, I've promoted you. And she's entrepreneur and author. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Olive Strachan. She's, again, like I say, part of our Black History Month special. The last time we did a Black History Month special was with Sir Jeff Palmer, OBE. And we're talking to you because you're a Mancunian entrepreneur, and you've got a latest book out called Prime, which I love that. Sounds fantastic. But in 2020, during the COVID pandemic, you relocated to the Commonwealth of Dominica. You see, I just went and shut the front door and Stockport. Bit of a difference. And you left Urmston behind you to run your enterprise from the Caribbean. And of course, you could do that, couldn't you, at that time?
Yes, could. Very flexible.
Yeah, very, very flexible. So what I want you to tell me, Olive, one of the first things I want is, your background is in HR and personnel.
Yes, that's right.
And I think you were chair of the CIPD, weren't you, at one point?
Yeah, for 2 years, as I was, yes.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start OSR? Because you were in with another company and couple of companies. So just give us a background, because it is Black History Month. Let's have your history.
So I was working for Video Art. So first of all, I was working in recruitment. Reed Employment was my employer. Then from there, with the Video Arts, we're a training company based in London. And I met John Cleese and Dawn French through my working for them. But they made me redundant. And I'm thinking, Carol, I was 37 years old and I applied for jobs. I was told I was too old. Adverts were 25 to 30. I felt like, a grandma twanky, only 37. And I had a dream of opening my own business. And so at the time I had 2 children, hubby. I said, Errol, I'd love to go it alone. Will you support me in this? And he said, yes. So I just passed my postgraduate in HR at Salford University. I had my scroll and my hat still on, walked down Deansgate, serviced office, paid 3 months and thought, if I can last for 3 months, I can last forever. 26 years later, we're still going.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I remember you at the Triangle, though.
Yes. Well, what happened was I had offices at because this is adversity, Oakham Adversity. So I'm in the offices on Deansgate, walked in bailiffs. I paid my rent to the landlord. They said, we're closing this down this weekend. So whatever you've got, get it out now. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. So I went into a panic, Carol, because I thought, oh my gosh, I have like 1,000 resources. I had videos, I had books, I had all sorts. And my suppliers were Video Arts, there were the BBC and so on. So I begged my husband and his friend, we hired a van And over a weekend, we moved everything to the Triangle. They had offices there. We moved over a weekend. So that a new client coming in on the Monday, we're ready for them.
It's lovely there.
It's beautiful. I loved it. Loved it there.
Yeah. Because for anybody who doesn't know, the Triangle was adjacent, you see, big word, to Manchester Cathedral, but also as well Victoria Station. Really, really handy.
It was lovely, and we had a few good years there, and it was near everything, near Next, go shopping and Christmas markets. It was fantastic. Oh, yes. Had a great time at Triangle, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I was trying to figure out, because Olive and I go back a long time.
Many
we
years.
Go back quite a few years, and I'd done some like PR and marketing for you as well, but
that's right.
Also as well, because I'm still doing it now, I'm still cantering off to Westminster, but also as well, I invited you to Westminster, didn't I?
You did. It was amazing because you opened doors for me. Two things you did, Carol. You helped me to win an award. Yeah, the EMBFE award, remember that?
Oh gosh,
yes. So you wrote my proposal for me and we won, and etc. And then secondly, you opened the doors for me to go to Westminster, which for me as a Black professional woman who opened a business with very little money and very little support, it was great. It was great to have the opportunity to go there. It was wonderful. Thank you for that.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I might weave that into my amplifying muted voices, because that's always, that I'm doing, sort of trying to get
weave away, girl.
Yeah, weave it away. Right, that's brilliant. So one of the things while we were interacting together is that and I was like being all worried for you, because you inspired me as a woman, because you traveled everywhere, and you inspired me not only as a woman but as a Black woman going to areas I feel Black women don't normally go to. You were going to educate and train large organizations, but also as well what I call country-specific companies as well. Don't know how you got into them, but tell me about that. I'm talking about Oman. I remember you went to Oman and Dubai and sort of different places like that. Tell us a little bit about that, how that came about.
Okay, so firstly, as a Black woman, when I opened the business, I wanted to have publicity and I wanted it to be free. I had no money. So I hounded the Manchester Evening News. I rang them 10 times and they ignored me, Caroline. They're actually ignoring me. And finally, they gave in. I was on page 2. So that opened doors with regards to being known in the Manchester area. But the key thing that happened to me was I got a gig for the British Council. Yeah. So I'd worked for them in Manchester, first of all, delivering training for them. Then Manchester liked what I did and said, Olive, come to London. And then during the recession in 2008, this is the key, I had 2 offices, 4 staff. Caroline, I thought I was on the way to being a multimillionaire. I was there, girl. Suddenly, the global recession hit and the phones stopped ringing completely. One by one, I had to get rid of my staff until it's just me left running the business on my own. And what I thought was, somewhere in the world there's money. I've got to find it. So I knew that the Middle East wasn't touched by the recession as we were. So I did like a marketing pitch to the British Council. I worked through everywhere else. Will you use me? I flew to Egypt to meet the client to do the pitch. And I got the contract to deliver a global leadership training program for managers. It was a 4-day program delivered over 8 months. And that, Caroline, was the door opener, because I did it for the Middle East. So you talked about Oman, Yemen, Dubai, Sharjah. And then Hong Kong wanted it, China wanted it, and off I went. So I went all over the world because different branches wanted me to use that. And then I was known as a global trainer, and other companies asked me to work for them as well. So in the end, 30 countries around the world. And there were challenges, because I think part of the living in the UK for all those years, there's an arrogance about English speaking and the way we do things, our culture. I just thought, I'm going to be me. But obviously you can't be you, because you have to respect the culture. So I go over, obviously there's men there, you couldn't speak to men in that way, you couldn't approach them. I had to learn and speak to women and ask those questions. But one thing that happened to me that was challenging was I went to do a session for a company in Oman. And I thought I dressed properly. So I was covered, I had my arms covered, I had a long skirt. And after delivering the first day, I got feedback from the client to say that my skirt was too short. It's literally on my ankle, but
Oh,
I was showing just a little bit of ankle. She said, Olive,
wow.
tomorrow cover up, that mustn't be showing. So I went back to my hotel, the Ramada Hotel, and I'm thinking, right, what have I got? So I had a long summer dress that I was going to wear outside to lie about on the sun lounger, but it hit the floor, but it had, the girls were out, so to speak.
Oh, right.
Wear that. So I was there in a long dress with my jacket over it, fastened to here. I felt like a turkey, but she was happy.
Yeah. It's respecting the country's rules and what the client wants. And
Exactly.
anyone who's thinking about doing that today, because that's what 2008, 2009, just
Exactly.
a while ago. Don't ask me to do the maths online. But it is a while. It's not that long ago, but people now, or young women now, who are in the same field, personnel training, they have to sort of adhere to that
They
and
do.
to the rules.
They do. You have to. Luckily for me, the British Council normally send you a joiner pack which talks about culture, doctors you need to go to. It's really, really good working for them. Look after you very well. This was the company, not British Council. I didn't have that joiner pack, so I've done the research, but obviously not enough for this particular situation. But what you do is you listen to the client, you respond to their needs, and you make sure you match the needs. That's what I did. She was happy, I was happy. So it's a learning all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I did some work with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and they had a "Know before you go" slogan.
Yes,
and that was a similar thing about understanding where you were going to go to work and how
exactly.
you had to behave and dress and so
Yes.
on. Question: did you have to cover your head?
Yes, I had a headscarf on my head that I covered as well, But the scary part of training globally was going somewhere that just had a bomb. So I went, to Bosnia after all the ethnic cleansing.
Oh yes.
And the guidelines said, do not walk in the grass, do not walk, off the path because there's bombs out there, and your heart beats a bit faster, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
went to Marrakesh and I went other places where there was bombing afterwards. And at one point I was training somewhere where we were allowed out the hotel because there was threats. When I got to the hotel, they had like a dog sniffing the car, and that thing had the mirror under the car as well to make
That's
sure.
right. Yeah.
So I felt frightened by it, but I just thought everything, Olive, is an experience. This is one life you've got to lead, and
That's right.
everyone was kind and it was very rewarding. But you face these things and you just get over it. It makes you stronger. As they say in Jamaica, it doesn't kill you; it makes you stronger.
It's true. It's true. And it's like similar, but I've spent a lot of time in Northern Ireland, going backwards and forwards since 2005, and I was always. Every time I'd get flying to City Airport, and they'd pick me up from City Airport, and I'd go the Europa, and they'd go, "Oh, the most bombed hotel in Belfast." I'm going, I know. But Bill Clinton stayed there. That's lovely. Thank you very much.
That's reassuring.
When you used to go over, because I used to sort of, my mum liked her soap operas, your Emmerdale, your Coronation Street, and what Carol Ann did, and who was Carol Ann? She saw that as a soap opera. So like when we were interacting and she's going, Olive back yet? Olive back from the desert yet? She's not in the desert. Technically. But she'd like go, she'd back, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you. But she'd like worry about like you when you were going over and when you were back safe, and I'd tell her what you did and everything. I'd tell her about everybody that interacted with and what they did. So she'd always like worry, but she was really proud because, that whole thing about us standing on the shoulder of giants.
Yes.
They did whatever they did so that we could do what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, so you did all that, and that was fantastic. And then, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Hello, we're giving you an MBE. What? Hello, what was that?
Biggest surprise of my life, because I was there, lying in bed one night, got up in the morning, the post was there, and I just thought, it said, if we offer you the MBE, will you take it? I'd be thinking, I think written to the right person, is it supposed to be me? And I thought, it's a hoax. So my daughter worked with me in the business at some point, and she was the office manager. Ria's also in HR. And I rang her and said, Ria, I got this weird letter about an MBE. I said, is it true? She said, Mum, it's true, because they'd called her beforehand, because you have to do all the research behind, and so she had all the people they wanted to contact and do the research. So she knew about it and didn't say a word to me, because she was told to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Mum, it's true. I've been doing all the research behind the scenes for you. She said, yes, it is true. Well, Caroline, I tell you something, it was one of the biggest moments of my life. Going to Buckingham Palace, meeting.
You look lovely.
Oh, cost a fortune. I thought, I don't care if I'm broke forever. I'm having this outfit.
You did. Oh, you did us proud, Olive. You did us proud.
And the lady, the queue, said to me, can I just say to you, I just love what you're wearing. And I just felt so good and proud. But you're right, to be a Black child who came from Dominica when I was 6, in the Windrush era.
Yes.
Facing all we faced in those years, because we were like in Blackburn, Lancashire, and people were like, are you Black all over? Or, I said, yes, we are. Honestly, can I feel your hair? It feels a bit weird. It was the 60s, Carol, so that's how it was. But it was challenging for a Black child, only a Black child in the whole school, me and my sister, 2 of us. So to come from that to being at Buckingham Palace and being honoured, by Prince and our King Charles, was something that I can never, ever, match. And my mother, bless her, I got it videoed, as you would, it was videoed, to get to the Caribbean and show Mum. Mum was like, replay, rewind, I want you to wear it out.
I'm surprised you didn't invite people around to watch it.
Well, my husband was there and the children, and I thought about legacy. My grandchildren were there at Buckingham Palace seeing Grandma honoured. And then afterwards, my daughter booked us to go to the Ritz. I went to the Ritz for lunch. And once again, the only Black family there were us. So talking about legacy, talking about, rewriting our narrative, we were there, at the Ritz that day. And Buckingham Palace earlier on. I just felt like $1 million. And even now, thinking about it, brings back those wonderful memories.
Yeah, and why not? Why not? It's just lovely. It's just really, really nice. And what year was that?
2019.
2019. Yeah. That's kind of how I'm just like figuring the timeline. Yeah. So 2019.
Yes,
so you get all that and you're high and you're like, oh, it's lovely. And then all of a sudden, some nasty virus turns up.
I was due to fly out to America. I was working for a company, Brand Edition they're called. I was doing some training for them on leadership to their staff in I think it was Missouri, somewhere out there. Anyway, so I'd gone before, Carol, and guess what? I was dressed for winter. I thought it was cold, looking like a bag lady. I'm sat there in the airport. They said to me, come, Mrs. Strachan. I came and said to me, we're going to upgrade you to first class. Carol, I thought, if I'd known, my hair done, nails, a lot.
Yeah.
I was there with the port, the cheese board, and all the rest
Lovely.
of it. It was brilliant. So I thought, wow, I want to go there again. Good luck. Anyway, it's about to fly out, and the client says to me, Olive, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to postpone the training because this virus has happened only for a few months. We'll be right. Come back. Well, you and I know it was more than a few months.
Yeah.
And being like you, an extrovert, I was in the house. I was driven hairless by it.
I was like a caged lion. I was like a caged lion.
I'm like you. Mine's an introvert who just said, oh, well, doesn't matter. I'm working remotely. And I'm going, what do I do myself all day? So I thought, for a while, people asked me, you opened the business in 1998. How did you create the business that you've built over that time to be going global, etc., MBE? And I said, well, so I thought I'd write a book. So this is the book. It's called The Power of You. And it's about my entrepreneurial journey from day one opening, the highs and lows, having to move offices, a member of staff slashing my tyres because I had to let her go. Honestly, there's more career, there's more career. And all that, right the way through to networking, building the business, creating those relationships. and going to NatWest and becoming one of their, champions, helping other businesses, being a volunteer. So all these things that happened to me, and also the CIPD, being the CIPD chair, and it's all in the book. But also, someone's called it a roadmap to business success, to take you through everything, to how to network, your social media. I mentioned, obviously, the awards that I received and getting the help and support that you need, getting the right PR and marketing company to help you. It's all in the book, and it brings you right up to the MBE and how I achieved that. So that book's about my entrepreneurial journey.
That's fantastic. And so I'm going to do a thing, see if I can make this work. Me and technology, best friends. Not really. Oh, there she is.
Going. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hidden talents, my girl.
I'm loving the name, right? You're going to tell me a little bit about what this book's about. But from looking at it, it could be a Shonda Rhimes mini-series. Couldn't it? You can see it, can't you? A Shonda Rhimes mini-series.
I can see it now.
But no, it's not. Come on, spill.
Well, Caroline, during the COVID pandemic, like you, I was driven hairless. We in Elle had bought some land. I'm from Dominica in the Caribbean, where I was born, and I came to the UK at 6, left at 53 years later at 59. So you can imagine. Yeah. And we left because during the pandemic, I just couldn't stand to be in the house any longer. We built this holiday home in the Caribbean, and we planned to come and, like half the year here, there, half the year here. Anyway, we said, we're here, stuck in the house. Let's go to the Caribbean and see the pandemic.
In Urmston. Urmston's lovely.
It is. But it's not the Caribbean. And we went, and it was eerie. The airport was empty. The plane was empty. You had to wear a mask on the way. You had to eat food like this. You don't do your mask. Oh, very strange. And we got there, and we're treated like we're like herded into a corner, and all the rest of it. And then in quarantine for 2 weeks before we could come out. But it was worth it because we went to our house. We got about half an acre around us. The pineapples growing, pawpaws growing, mangoes growing. And we're a bit like, remember The Good Life, Barbara and Tom? So we're the West Indian equivalent of The Good Life.
That's like my father and mother-in-law.
Exactly. We grew everything, we eat everything. And I've come back, and Caroline, it was hard because when you're a black child in the UK and you say, oh, I've got racism and no one likes me at school, you know how it is, And your parents say, but Olive, remember, you're Dominican. We're Dominican. You have somewhere to go where you belong. So hold that in your heart, which you do. So you come here 50 years later, and it's a reverse culture shock because people see you as English. So, I'm called the Englishwoman by people, I'm not Dominican to them. So it's quite shocking and quite hard to take that initially. And then I had no friends here. I'd go around thinking, one day I was cleaning the oven. I'd been here for a year, bitten by mosquitoes because they love to bite me. The heat was killing me. In the nighttime, it's like 29 degrees at night. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I can't bear it. So cleaning the oven, I thought, stick me in here and finish myself off. I felt that good.
Oh dear.
The first year, because I just felt uncomfortable. I felt hot. I couldn't sleep. I was bitten by mosquitoes. And I thought, Olive, what is it about Dominica that's different from UK? Why are you feeling like this? Because it's your home. I thought, I've got no friends. I haven't got contact. I need to make the effort. And I did a campaign of marketing for myself. I was on the radio. It's called Going Global with Olive, talked about my global journey. I then did a book launch of The Power of You and had a launch online and in person. I was in the local paper, did an article in the paper about myself. I push, joined the Chamber of Commerce, become a director on the board, joined Rotary, become a director on the board. Girl, I was out there. And finally, I can say to you now, 3 years later, I am so content. I am established. I've got work. I've worked for the biggest bank, NBD in Dominica. I've worked for Sagicor Insurance. I've worked for big companies. They've all, worked well with me. I'm still working now. I'm doing coaching. Caroline, I couldn't ask for more. I'm so happy, As you can see by my skin, I feel healthy.
I can tell by your demeanour as well.
Yeah, so content. So I'm working, I've made friends, and guess what? So because I've been training people over a period of time, they call me Miss Olive, you know. And I go into Roseau, the capital, and then they go, "Oh, Miss Olive," and they give me a kiss and a hug. Wherever I go, I'm like, "Oh, Caroline, it's brilliant. I'm so happy."
You see, the moral of that anecdote. The moral of that anecdote is the fact that you basically looked at it as a project.
Yes.
You were your project, and you thought, right, how can I help my client, me, and to actually integrate and connect with people.
Exactly.
I was hosting at here we have the Bob Expo that's it's all about Black entrepreneurs. The Bob Expo that Monique came up with, and there's she's an actor come writer as well called Keisha Swaby Adair, and
yes.
she was Keisha, you've heard
I
of
know
Keisha.
Keisha, yes, yeah,
and she'd done a book about dyslexia, and so she was showcasing. So I was interviewing her, and she was like, "This is great," and then she goes, "If you stay in your yard, you won't get anything done." But Jamaican came out of it. If you stay in your yard, you won't get anything done. And I just thought that is spot on. You know, if you just sat in your house cleaning your appliances, that's all I'm going to say.
You have to get out and do it.
You've got to get out and do it. But I love the, going global with Olive and, all of that, because your story's great, as in, it's not going global as in I came from England, I've come here. You've been to other countries, you've done lots of different things.
Exactly.
You can legitimately say going global with Olive, and people want to hear that. And, thank goodness for LinkedIn, because I love the little snippets that you put on, and when you've met. I'm thinking at one point I thought, is Olive going for Prime Minister of Dominica? Is she pitching? Oh, look, one like a 50-50 parliament. Look at you there getting into.
I was there presenting to God. I couldn't believe it, And then last Saturday, I was at the president's ball, my dear. Excuse me, lovey. So when I wrote Prime, it's because I just thought the power review is about the entrepreneurial journey. But I thought some people are wondering, should I go and live in the Caribbean? Should I try living somewhere else? Should I migrate? And what I'm saying to them is, you can do it. You've got to be prepared to work hard at it. Because at the time when I was feeling low, I searched for books about it. I thought, is there a book about this, how I'm feeling that can help me? Couldn't find one. So I thought, I'm going to write a book about what it feels like and what you can do about it and the outcomes. And one thing about, I know this year's strapline for Black History Month is about, is it reclaiming, our narrative? Yeah. And in this book as well, I've got to say that, the book Prime, I found out, Caroline, that my great-great-great-grandfather is a local hero called Pierre Collin. He's actually on the Dominican heritage. He actually fought hard so farmers wouldn't have to pay taxes. Yeah, and he fought hard, and because of him, they don't still after all these years. And he's from Casgary, where my family still live. So he's also in there as well, because the information about him is actually in the British Library. He's actually there, my great-great-grandfather. So it's part of that legacy as well, the legacy of we have a history, we have a background, we have a rich history that we can share. And when you apply yourself, like you say, when you realize that you're not entitled to anything, you've been away for a long time, you have to come back, reintegrate, make the effort, show people who you are, and share and support other people. Because both my Rotary and Chamber of Commerce are volunteer positions. They aren't paid. But you have to give a little to get a little. So that's what I say.
That's brilliant. You've got to give a little to get a little. And so this is because it's Black History Month UK, and in America Black History Month is February.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the reclaiming the narrative, and it says that the theme for Black History Month, reclaiming the narrative, marks a significant shift towards recognizing and correcting the narratives of Black history and culture.
Yes.
By emphasizing and reclaiming the narrative, we shine a brighter light on our stories, algorithms, and history. This theme underscores a commitment to correcting historical inaccuracies and showcasing the untold success stories and full complexity of Black heritage. And you've just rounded up with your great-great-grandfather and his contribution to Dominica and to the farmers.
Yes.
That is lasting today.
Yes, yeah, I was so proud. I thought, and that's where I get my drive from. I think he was driven to do what's right. And so, like you say, when I grew up in the UK, I felt a bit adrift sometimes because where do I belong? You go to a meeting, Carol, you know what it's like. You're the only face there that's black, or the only black woman that's there. And it's a challenge to always be up, give out that positivity and give out that strength. And so to know that this is my legacy, my family did something good. I come from these wonderful roots, it's made me feel better about myself and stronger. And I'm sharing it as well with my grandchildren. And the books I've written the books because often people ask me those questions. And now I'm saying to them, read the book. It's all in there. You can look for yourself and understand that there is more than there appears. And you can be more, and there's no limit to the blessings you can have. There's no limit. Keep on pushing, keep on going, keep on hoping. I was saying to Carol, I'm 63 in September this year. And I thought, in my head, I'm 25. In my body, I'm 25. Well, so I believe. That's another story.
You don't, honestly, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. So for me, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. It's not over till it's over. Keep going, keep pushing. I've got some ideas for myself. I want to do different things. I want to conquer the Caribbean. I'm going for it. Always go for it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you know what? We've run out of time. We have run out of time. You're absolutely amazing. Oh. So can I just say that Prime, you can get that on from Amazon.
That's right.
Or any local bookshop. Next time you're over in the UK, please come to the Portico. We'll do an in-person audience with Olive Strachan MBE. I think that would be really great. Both our energies in the room, because I resonate with you. You do what I do when you walk into the room. If you're the only one or not, you're the one. We greet people with a smile. Hi, how are you? Because we are happy in our skin and happy in our soul. And your personal story serves as a guide for others navigating major life changes, encouraging them to embrace the present and declare their own prime. Olive Strachan, MBE, you're an absolute diamond.
Oh, thank you so much, Carol, for inviting me to your podcast. I've loved it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I said, please do come to the Portico Library. We're on Mosley Street in Manchester. We've got Weird as Folk exhibition going on to the 2nd of November. And then we have some more exhibitions coming up. We have our Winter Feast on the 5th of December. But also as well, I'm hosting Amplifying Muted Voices, Politics and Painting at the Portico, where individuals can paint their key heroines from the Speaker of the House, the Leader of the House, or the Mother of the House, Diane Abbott, Camilla Harris, Fluella Benjamin, and we'll have a panel discussion as well, and that's on the 29th of October. Please go to the portico.org.uk and find out everything that's going on. Oh, and one more thing as well. We have the oldest cafe in Manchester, 1806. Managed by the wonderful Joe Fenn. Well, that's all we've got time for. I'm going to have to disappear. Please take care of yourself, be safe out there, and remember to reclaim the narrative.